Trains him for 3 or 4 years, and he begins to see real signs of intelligence out of Jim. He finds that he can teach Jim fetch, lie down, play dead, like a dog. He also finds that Jim seems to be very interested in the other animals. He comes over and he sniffs them. He's kind to them in a way that Bill feels is very unusual. So when he's trained him in a number of these different skits, he takes him on the road with one of Bill's big money-making products, Keystone liniment oil. At that time, liniment oil and other oils was sold by people who went on the road, kind of circuses on the road. And Bill was very successful with Keystone, but about to become hugely more successful selling Keystone using Jim Key. So he's on the road with the Keystone liniment oil, and here is a quote from a newspaper about someone who saw Jim and Bill during this Keystone liniment tour. Crowds gathered, and Dr. Key would slip Jim Key a piece of sugar and say, "Now, Jim, you's a powerful smart horse, I know, but what is your politics? Is it Republican?" Jim took a look of disgust and shakes his head, "No." "Are you a prohibitionist?" "No." "Are you a populist?" "No." "Are you a socialist?" "No." The horse was unmoved. "Are you a Democrat?" The horse's expression changes. He snickered and made various noises. The audience bursts into laughter. With this encouragement, Jim grasped a piece of chalk in his mouth and scrawls "Jim" on the blackboard. Made change from a cash register, spelled the name of a man in the audience by selecting the letters from a rack. On the road, Jim does all kinds of tricks that people could not believe. Now think about this.
Cuttlefish has taken camouflage to the next level. They can change their color, shape, and texture to blend in with the background. It's hard to believe it looking at these pictures, but all these cuttlefish are exactly the same species. They're simply changing their appearance depending on what's around them. It's called adaptive camouflage, and it's perfect for hiding from both predators and prey.
There comes a time where we all must choose between the light and the darkness. But when there's great darkness in this world, perhaps the choice is made for us. You know, for eons, people like us have been degraded and exterminated, but no more. There is evil among us, and you must remember, this evil starts as but a spot inside of them. Then it grows to a state. Then it becomes a scourge. And we can't know such evil until it strikes. So the time to act is now. Before everything we hold dear to us is destroyed. This is not murder. This is mitzvah.
Greetings to the universe. All praises due to Almighty El. Thanks to my wonderful subscribers, my 4 pillars, Urge Joe, Earth Dog, B-Man, Fernando. Much love to Rizzy and Israel, the Chosen One. And all my fabulous subscribers and righteous warriors. The 2nd of December, going into the harvest and coming into the new year. And we can see here, there were beings that existed trillions of years, long before humans were created on Earth, that lived on Tiamat, which is now called Earth. There existed supreme beings of pure green light, amber light, where you get the emerald tablets, where you get the school of Melchizedek, where you get Joseph's coat of many colors, where you get the Anunnaki, who are the creators of all, creators of everything. The 9 ether beings. Nothing anywhere can be as powerful as all these existing gases. The 9 etheric gases, which spoke itself into existence as God, Yah, Jah, Anu El, whatever you would like to call it. 9 times 9 will always give you 9. 9 square root is 3, which is the Trinity. The 3 dimensions, mortals, Elohim, and the Most High. When 9 is multiplied, it reproduces 9. The Rizikians, which were also known as the providers, these are the original Anunnaki, the builders of all universes, 9 ether beings, seen, unseen, organic and inorganic. This is the power of God, omnipotent. They flew to many planets and star constellations in the Pleiades, in Orion, and they gave birth to the Greys. Everybody wants to know what's going to happen next. Eventually the time will come when the supreme beings will have to return and descend on the planet in order to guide the inhabitants back to their home in and beyond the stars. Supreme beings, Anunnaki. Pure green light. The Anunnaki created all that's seen and not seen. They are the builder race of the universe, sis, of all. As I said, the Rizikians resided in many constellations. Alright? Arcturus, Pleiades, they use it as temporary homes. And this all happened in the first and second battle of heaven, long before Lucifer was cast down to the earth. This is the final frontier. This is where it's all going down. Humans are on the top of God's chain because we were made in His image. The MLT movement is a movement that's going to take over the world. I appreciate all the love and support I get from all my kind supporters and viewers. And hats down to my dudes. They put out a lot of good work. You know. Appreciate you, B-Man and Fernando. And love that support that I'm getting from everybody else. Urge Joe. You know. Earth Dog's been my most faithful and first subscriber from the beginning. Alright. Thanks Israel, thanks Rizzy, thanks to all my great subscribers. Now, as I've shown in the past, NIBIRU is an intergalactic ship that had 4 main companions. Now it has 2 because one became our central sun. In the middle of the earth. As we can see, the earth had half. time math was half. So if you sit around contemplating whether we're on a globe or we're on flat earth, you need to up your game. Now I got a lot to show you. This is from today, this morning. This is Seattle. You're looking north, northeast. This is not the sun at 7 a.m. moving from here to here. The sun would rise off screen to the right and set off screen to the left. So everything that you're seeing here has nothing to do with the sun. And this is Seattle, where I captured my 3 amigos last June, which was NIBIRU, red kachina, and blue kachina. Those are the 2 main ones that's left with the NIBIRU right now. Now you saw how that cloud just moved and just went. And you see how bright it is back here at 10 a.m. The sun is already gone. Here's your massive cloud. Just like we were reading in the Bible. Massive cloud looking fiery. Look at that brightness. Look at that movement. See that? Balls of light. See that? That's a crystal city flying in there. See that? And it's 11. So the sun is already gone off screen. What's that in the middle? I wonder. Right? This is from today. And this is showing you yesterday. Same thing was happening yesterday on the 1st, which was Sunday, over Seattle. This is in the afternoon though. And when the sun goes to the west, which would be here, and it sets, it comes back to the north and comes in the gate and then goes around and rises in the east. That's why the sun carries the nodes. We see 2 visible most times that we call sundogs. This is 3 a.m. last night. This is the Crystal City doing its thing. And you see how bright it is. And you see the other angel ships are out here. You know, compare the distance, the size of what you're looking at to if you think it's a drone or some type of military device. It's here, then it's here. Blue kachina, then it's gone. This is the red kachina's coming in. Crystal City's going counterclockwise. And this is looking west. This is northwest. This morning, this is what you were seeing from Seattle. So the sun sets here and is rising behind us. So this is what's going on. Alright? I got so much footage to show you. It's bananas. You know, this is part of a minute of footage that I'll show you in a minute. This is from the 29th. Now I augmented the colors on this so you can see exactly what's going on. The sun is setting over here, as you'll see in the video. Blue kachina is all up here. Red kachina is in here. Alright? NIBIRU is all back here. Alright? You got the Crystal City back here doing this thing. You see how yellow it is. You see how big NIBIRU is bright back here. Alright? And that's the sun going down. So the sun is going down about right there. And all this is the brightness from the sun and NIBIRU. Alright? You see that? That's a perfect circle back here. This is without the color. Now this is at 4:55 on the 29th. Okay? So let me show you the footage. Hopefully I uploaded it. Here we go. 3:10 on the 29th. This is not even the sun because this is rising up off the horizon. The sun is now coming down. See, this is rising up off the horizon, and the sun is descending. Alright? Movement from here to there. That's the Crystal City moving. See? Going kind of clockwise. See the chemtrails in action. See that? 420. 440. Crystal City's blocking it up. 455. See, this is the natural pick. 455. The sun is going down. Crystal City. NIBIRU. And just like that, it's gone. Alright. The native Indians have been here 15,000 years prior to Columbus. The native Indians tell us that there's a red kachina and there's a blue kachina with NIBIRU. Red kachina, blue kachina. The two that's left after NIBIRU gave one to the earth and made the central sun. This is what's in front of the sun on most days. This is the 30th at 7 a.m. This is looking west at 5 a.m. in Puerto Rico. 5 a.m. looking west. You got your blue kachina and you got NIBIRU out there. Add a little color. That's what's going on at 5:30 a.m. in Puerto Rico, in the west. That's not the sun. The sun is coming up behind us. $5:45. You see where the sun is coming up? The sun is coming up behind us. So that's the same thing like what we were looking at today. And if these were drones, there's no way they would be making it from the west to the east coast in no time, in an hour flat or less. Okay? This is all on the same day. This is from Alabama. I mean, when you adjust the filters and everything on the different colors and augment, you'd be surprised what you're looking at. I'm the only one showing you this. That's the sun going down. Same thing that we were seeing from New York. This is the 27th at 4:42 p.m. looking northwest. See that? There's nothing man-made that's gonna do that. That's the hand of God. Blue Kachina, the 28th, over New York. I mean, how else do you explain that? Is it Project Blue Beam? Nah, he said Blue Beam is a laser. That's a little too much for a laser beam. And it's too big to be a drone. And as you can see, it's 6:55, and you see the sun is rising and coming up on these buildings. So this is the same place we looked at a moment ago. This is looking west-northwest. So that's what's going on. That's the Blue Kachina coming off of the southwest, just like coming from Arizona and New Mexico. 27, 4:10 p.m. The sun is setting. How do you explain this? You know, this picture is filled with so many orbs and things. It's ridiculous. I mean, if I zoom in and just adjust the color, you'd be surprised what's going on in there. This is in B-Man's neck of the woods. This is the 28th. In the middle of the day. Those clouds are loaded. You know, those could deny it all they want. This is what's happening next. The supreme beings are returning, just as the Blue Kachina prophecy stated. You know, this is the 29th. This is looking from Pensacola, Florida, as the sun is setting. Same thing here. This is too busy and too big to be a laser or any kind of drone system they got going on. As the Bible says, the 7 rises and 7 falls. There's the dome, there's the sun, there's the 7 heavens. We're on the first. NIBIRU is the ship in between the heavens, in between the moon, in between the sun, in between the outer planets, in between the 7th level of heaven, where Anu rests. So when Anu comes, Anu goes to the south, near Antarctica. Antarctica is going to be moving east, which will be going counterclockwise, as the earth is being pushed back counterclockwise back to the original rotation. You know, I'm like 3/4 ways into Naughty Beaver's video, and he mentioned that. He said it's going about 20 degrees north and east. Alright? So you got your 7 levels of heaven. Those with eyes will see the truth. You know, support MLT. The MLT movement is going to take over the world. Major League Truth is going to go down, just like Einstein, just like Tesla. The difference is MLT is creating many things, because MLT is in the mind of all beings, more so the benevolent beings. And it's our time. So we're going to see the Sabbath. Those that are undecided, those that are confused, those who just working for the other side, they'll get time out. That's the separation of the wheat and straw. We're the wheat and they're the straw. And it's coming, folks. 26, 5 p.m. sunset in Albuquerque. Red Kachina. Alright. Going down. Crystal City. Doing this thing. You know, big shout out to those out there doing good work, you know. I know it's not easy to put out a channel and put out a video. We're all getting close to the same truth, and we're all getting on the same page now. So, let's do it, you know. Earthquake on the 14th. And then off Indonesian coast. Earthquake off Albania. 6.5 kills 2,000 people. Meteor falls in Oregon. Meteor came through over St. Louis. So, read your Bible, folks. Revelation 10 says, the sixth angel will sound and put 1 foot on the land. Albania, 6.5 earthquake, 1 foot in the sea. Indonesia. This is 6 months ago, after I made the Revelation 9 video. I published this on the 28th of July. Revelation 9, the fifth angel. Those with eyes will see, keep oil in your lamps. That's because I published my book on the 21st of June. On the 22nd, an object descended into the Atlantic, Puerto Rican trench, fifth angel, bottomless pit. Days later, we had the earthquake in Italy. Then that Sunday, we still had the 7 foot of hail in Mexico. Plus, we had the locusts. All that is in Revelation 9:6. This was captured from a University of Wisconsin. This is the same angels I show you all the time, the ascended masters. This is when it broke into 3 and went into the Atlantic. This was captured by a university. Now, if you go to one of Planet X's videos, Alex Lujan, he's got some footage of this meteor over St. Louis breaking off into 3, the same way the one over the Atlantic did. And if you look at my book, the cover, this is the blue Kachina. This is the red Kachina. And this is looking southwest, as I showed you the sunset here in one of the previous pics a few minutes ago. And the red Kachina was here. So this is at 6 a.m. prior to sunrise, during the summer and the spring, that the blue Kachina is coming off the west and the red Kachina is coming off the west behind it. Hopi says that when they show up, it's a sign of the coming time. In certain calendars, we're in 2012. In the Ethiopia Orthodox calendar, we're in 2012. In certain other calendars, we're in 2023. Alright? So all this coincides with the time of change. Keep oil in your lamp, folks. The armor of Gideon. You know, some folks will say to themselves, you know, how do we know this is God? How do we know it's not the devil? How we don't know it's the dark side? Gideon knew in his heart how to approach God. So will you. Those that listen to MLT, the 10, 20, 30 viewers, they will carry this information. They feel it in their hearts and their souls. Just like we have a sun, moon, and the stars, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. As it is above, so it is below. The Major League Truth Movement is going throughout the world. We're going to go to the big screen. We're going to tell the biggest story ever. We heard of Camelot. We heard of Spider-Man. We heard of Jesus. We heard of Donald Trump. We heard of everything under the sun. But no one. We even heard about the Anunnaki. We heard about Satan. We heard about Enlil, Ra. The long line, the list is infinite. But no one has written the story yet, the greatest story ever to be told. The return of God, the Sabbath. That's what's next, folks. It's coming. Put on the armor of Gideon. Know the truth. Yeshua, the way shower. He didn't come to teach and preach. He came to show us the way. That was his name. Way shower. Yeshua. You want to say Jesus, Yahamashai? Fine with me. Issa, Buddha, Ra, Melchizedek, Tot. Use them all. They all serve that one principle. That God is coming and he's not to be mocked. God came as a man, the way shower, the truth, the major league truth, the major league way, and the major league light. At 6, Jesus studied in Heliopolis. He studied in Kemet. He studied with Buddha. He studied with everyone. The way shower. What did the way shower do? At 6, he started studying. So looking at Jesus, we saw that he studied. Yahamashai studied. Issa studied. Yeshua studied. When he came back at 27 to teach, to share what he had learned, he was shunned. And just like Abraham had a ram in the bush when he was about to sacrifice Isaac, so did Yahamashai have a ram in the bush to sacrifice for himself. God made us to live abundantly, to replenish the earth. God did not make us to die. Put on the armor of Gideon, people. Get right. Spread the truth. For those who don't know, go study the truth. God is good. His mercies endure forever. God bless.